What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for a brand new video for you. Bit of a different one as well. We've never done this kind of video, but as we've got the season fast approaching, I think it's 3 weeks till the start of the Premier League, we are going to talk about centre-back pairings and who we think the best centre-back pairings for Tottenham are. And we're also going to talk about the top 10 centre-backs in the Premier League. Let's start off with the top centre-back pairings for Tottenham. Obviously, we've got Toby Alderweireld, Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, Japhet Tanganga, and Juan Foyth, and myself to start centre-back for Tottenham. What do you make out of the centre-back pairings, and who do you think our best centre-back pairing are?
I think we're quite lucky in a way that we've got good centre-back options. I think a lot of clubs would kill for some of the centre-backs we've got. I mean, you look at the lot down the road, they'll tell you that they've got great centre-backs, but in reality, they're absolutely fucking terrible.
Do you think that with them lot down the road, it's a bit better now with obviously Gabriel signing and
have you ever seen him play?
Well? I've never seen him play.
I think Saliba's team finished 17th in Ligue 1, and there's a compilation of Gabriel's horrendous double performances against Chelsea when they got battered. I've seen that. Which is quite funny.
I've seen that. So, but the thing is, you can't really mark a player down because they finished 17th in the league.
They could sign a League 2 player and they'll tell you he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're completely up their own arses. But what I'm saying is you can't really judge a player on what team they play for and where they finished in the league. No. So I think Nathan Aké's a brilliant player. They just got relegated as well.
No, I agree with that, but I also think no one's ever seen him play, and for 30 million quid it could end up just being... I mean, I remember when they spent 40 on Shkodran Mustafi, I was told he's the best defender in Europe.
And Socrates, yeah.
It's just so they can sign him. It will probably hopefully he'll end up being another mess, but we'll see.
Let's hope so.
We can cross our fingers. In terms of our centre backs, I think we're lucky to have one of the best in the league in Toby. Mm-hmm. One of the most bright young defenders in Tanganga and Sanchez. Two good young defenders with a lot of potential, and obviously Eric Dyer, whose best position I think is obviously centre back. And can be a good centre-back if he develops some consistency. So I think we're quite lucky in a way that we've got some good centre-backs.
In terms of Toby, I'll definitely put him in the top kind of 4 centre-backs in the Premier League as it stands. In terms of Tanganga, do you think Jose sees him as a centre-back or a full-back?
I think he's got to be a centre-back. But I think it's good that he can. But it's an asset to have a centre-back who can be versatile and play at full-back, as Azpilicueta can play at centre-back, right-back and left-back. Hope maybe Tanganga can do that as well. So it's like I said, it's a good option. It's good options to have.
I think a big problem that we have in terms of our centre-back options is we don't have someone that's completely comfortable on the left-hand side of the defence.
Well, none of them are left-footed, really.
Exactly. So. When we had Vertonghen, who had been a mainstay there for a long time, we really need to bring someone in that can play on that left-hand side of the defence. Only Ben Davies,
you would say, and he's not a centre-back. So, no, I agree. And I think in terms of centre-back pairings, I think I said before to you off camera the centre-back pairings. If you're playing someone like Olivier Giroud or a big target man, you would probably go Dyer and Toby. Whereas if you're playing a Aubameyang or an Aguero, someone with pace, someone who can turn you, you'd probably go Sanchez and Toby. So. But yeah, we need do you think we need a left-sided defender, a left-footed centre-back? And when I say need, I mean need,
like our right back. Yeah. I don't think we need it as much as our right back, but I definitely think it's in our top 3 priorities. I wouldn't say it's our top priority. I would say our top 2 priorities are right back and sub-striker. And then I would go for the centre-back.
Yeah, but you could also maybe ask an attacking midfielder, maybe.
You could do, but we've still got Dele there, we've still got Lo Celso, and we've got Lamela as well. So I don't think it's completely urgent, but we don't have a defender that can play on that left-hand side. Yeah. I know Sanchez fills in there, Dyer fills in there.
Who is out there that you can go and get the players on the left?
That's an interesting one. I thought Nathan Aké was the guy for me. I'm not sure. Million. I'm not sure, but the price doesn't really matter at this stage. We just need to get someone in. I'm not sure who that player is, to be honest.
Ben White.
Could be Ben White. We're very much linked with him. But they want over 30 million for him. But look, when we were talking about the centre-back pairings, you said that against a pacey striker, you're looking at Sanchez and Toby. Against tall players, against physical players, you're talking about Dyer and Toby. But who do you think will play more over the course of the season together?
Under Jose, you'd probably... It's tough. They both played a similar amount of games towards the end of the season after the restart, and then obviously Dyer had his ban.
It was interesting.
You wouldn't be surprised if it was Dyer, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't be, because I think Jose's got some sort of thing for Eric Dyer. But when you look at it, Sanchez has improved big time since Jose's come in, I think. Or this has definitely been his best season.
I think Jose looks at Dyer as his John Terry.
Maybe. That should be Toby.
Just because of English leader.
But the way I see it is that Eric Dyer, I think Davinson Sanchez is a better player than Eric Dyer. I really believe that. And I think when you look at the scope of what these two players can achieve, I think Davinson Sanchez can be a world-class defender. He's got all the attributes. He just lacks a bit in kind of concentration sometimes.
Yeah, I think when you play the smaller sides, his concentration drops, and then when you play the bigger sides, he's so concentrated on not letting players like Aguero have a sniff.
You can really see the player he can become against.
Yeah,
these
he's got I agree. He's got all the talents. He's big. He's physical. He's fast. He's good on the ball. Good in the air. I guess we've seen him play a right back as well. So it's a Colombian international, an Ajax academy not prospect. What's the one where you've graduated?
I think actually he was only at Ajax for about a year or two.
Yeah, but good. I think we're lucky to have, if one of them got injured, hopefully not, but if one of them was to miss a few games with injury, to have one of them come in and replace the other, I think is a good option. And I think we've also seen them play together.
Do you put Juan Foyth in any part of this conversation?
It's a difficult one, because on one side he's so much potential. He's so good on the ball. We saw on Saturday with the assist. And you want to give him a chance and you want to keep him, but then on the other hand, you're like, well, we need to sign other players and strengthen other players by selling players to raise funds, and he comes under that category of selling him to raise funds to sign a striker or a right back
or another centre back.
And it's a shame that we don't have an endless pit of money at the club, because he is somebody that he's wanted by some top clubs, and I think I think if he went somewhere else, he would be a great success, and it would be a mistake to let him go.
Yeah, maybe. I think Pochettino,
if we can get him out on loan.
Yeah, under Pochettino, you could really see there was light at the end of the tunnel for him.
He's a good defender. He just needs to mature.
And then it kind of stagnated a bit for him. But last season, I feel that it wasn't that Jose didn't like him. I just felt that he was stifled a lot through injury, and we just needed the points. So it was kind of like we can't really risk playing him at centre back. You know what I mean?
Could be an option at right back. I think he should get a sort of a chance as a defensive midfielder.
Maybe.
I think he could be a really good defensive midfielder.
I can see that for sure.
It's very rare you see a defensive player so good on the ball. It's sort of so creative in a way. He's very confident as well for such a young player. So I would be disappointed if we did let Foyth go.
Yeah, I've said that all along. I really would be disappointed. But in terms of like the top 10 centre-backs in the Premier League, I think there's a massive lack of big top centre-backs, quality centre-backs in the Premier League.
Because the top clubs in the league, well, most clubs in the league are looking abroad for centre-backs. And it's not the other way. The abroad clubs aren't coming to the Premier League and looking at centre-backs. I think you'd have Van Dijk, Laporte,
Joe Gomez, Toby.
Joe Gomez, maybe. Toby. And then
who's number 5?
Maguire could be argued.
I said Maguire in the last video, but thinking about it, I don't know. I don't know if it is Maguire.
I mean, then you really think about it.
Matip?
Not really for me, maybe.
Joel Matip, Harry Maguire, Sionchu, Tarkowski.
Yeah, James Tarkowski, I would
you put him in the top 5? Because
that
mad when you think about it.
That sums it up.
That's mad when you think about it.
That sums up you got no disrespect to Burnley centre half as you're in the top 5 in the Premier League.
Any of the Chelsea Rudiger? Any of the Arsenal centre backs?
No.
It's like where'd you go? We can name 5.
Lindelof, I don't know. Not for me. Jamal Lascelles. These are average players.
It's like, where do you go with it? I mean, the top 4 is easy.
O'Connell at Sheffield United. Connor Cody.
I think Connor Cody could get a shout.
Willy Bolly.
Connie Cody could get a shout.
Connie Cody.
But yeah, it's very interesting. There's a massive lack.
And in fact, some people would probably actually say Ben White could be in there, and he hasn't even played a Premier League game yet. He's in the Championship all season.
Yeah, I mean, where's he at, Ben White?
Brighton.
He's at Brighton, so they don't want to get rid of him for 20, 30 years.
Michael Keane.
30 mil.
Average crap.
He's average, yeah. Yerry Mina.
I mean, we can say Jack Stevens as well. I mean, you just might as well list all the Premier League centre halves. There's no, I agree. There's a real lack of Premier League top Premier League centre halves.
Davison Sanchez.
And I think there's a reason why the Premier League can also be quite. We saw this season. I think there wasn't much points difference from 4th or 5th to about 9th, 10th, and that's because no one can bloody defend.
Yep, it's very true.
No one can defend. Every team makes defensive errors other than, I mean, Sheffield United even made a couple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
that John Egan is a good player as well.
Yeah,
Sheffield United.
But John Egan, formerly of Gillingham,
yeah,
as a
but
top
it's like
5,
it's
top 10
it's
Premier League
mental, isn't
defender.
it?
It's mad.
Because like you can name the top.
Ben Godfrey, like
he's not even a Premier League defender anymore.
Exactly. Who else went down? Bournemouth, Nathan Ake.
Yeah, Nathan Ake gets in there. I think that's the top 5.
Craig Cathcart.
That's the 5.
Nah.
No, that's the 5. It's
Ake, Laporte, Toby, Van Dijk,
and Gomez.
Joe Gomez.
Yeah, I would put Joe Gomez
Or Maguire.
There. No, I think Gomez is better than Maguire. Just
I think
because
Joe Gomez
Maguire
will be
costs
better than
75
Maguire.
million doesn't make
No,
him
but I do
top
think
5.
he's good, Maguire. I think he gets a lot of unfair. I think he gets a lot of unfair criticism because there's a lot of pressure on you when you go to arguably the biggest club in the world, without a doubt the biggest club in England, for £80 million to be their club captain in the first season. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right manager for them either. And also, I just think there's a lot of pressure on him. I think he's done okay. He's had mistakes, but all defenders make mistakes, and I think he is an England defender as well. And I probably would put him. I think he's a good defender, good on the ball, good in the air. I think if he's also got rubbish defenders alongside him. I think Victor Lindelof's terrible. He's got
Lindelof's actually had a much better season this year than previous. But look at him in the semi-final of the Europa League,
losing Luke De Jong like that. And it's basic defending.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basic defending. It's a European semi-final, and you're defending like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Harry Maguire in the situation, you turn around and go, "What are you doing? That's your man."
Well, you saw Bruno Fernandes properly laying into him after that.
So I think Maguire gets a lot of unfair criticism. Obviously, Stevie B, he can't handle. But Stephen Bergwijn took him for a walk. But other than that, I think Maguire gets it. I mean,
top
aside
6
from what's happened to him on holiday as well, he's a good defender. I think he's a good defender.
All right, so are we going to name a top 10? Can we even name a top 10?
Top 10? I think we can name a 10. I think we can name 10 Premier League defenders. I mean, for me, so that's the top 5 will go. I think we should put Maguire in for Gomez. Not because I think Joe Gomez will be one of the best defenders in Europe, but I just think if you're Spurs and you had the opportunity to take one for free, who would you take?
Gomez.
Do you think? For one season, I'd take Maguire.
I'll still take Gomez. I really think Gomez is better than Maguire.
I think he got caught out a little bit towards the end of the season.
I think Maguire gets caught out a lot because of his pace.
Yeah.
And I
think they're very different defenders.
They are very different defenders.
And I think they're both.
You would want them to partnership each other.
I'm not saying. I put Maguire in there not because I don't think Joe Gomez is good. I think Joe Gomez is a fantastic defender. He's won the Premier League, Champions League. He's pocketed defenders. He's an England defender. He'll go on to be an England defender for many years to come. I just think maybe I would just have Maguire.
The reason
the leadership qualities.
But the reason I'll sign Gomez is because he can play on the left-hand side of the defence, and him and Toby partnership would be absolutely brilliant.
He plays on the right for Liverpool though, Gomez. Van Dijk's on the left.
That's true.
But also you say then you say we need a left-sided defender. Van Dijk and Gomez are both right-footed.
Yeah.
And then you go to City, Ake and Laporte are both left-footed.
Yeah.
You go to Rudiger's right-footed, I think, and so is Christensen. So it's actually not common in the Premier League at the moment to have a right-footed centre.
It's just that because we've been so used to Toby and Jan.
Of course, and also when you have a left-sided defender, it's those balls inside on the left foot. Whereas if you're on your right, if you're a right-footed defender playing on the left, you've got to cut. It's always cutting back onto your right to then send it. But in terms of a top 10, you'd have those 5 or 6
those
and
6.
add Gomez,
Tarkowski. Sionchu.
Maybe. I don't think he's great.
It's difficult. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. There's a massive
Tyrone Mings.
Tyrone Mings.
I don't know. Scott Dan. running out of play. Running out of players.
I think we should just leave it there. Let me know in the comment section below who your top 10 Premier League defenders are.
The quality of defenders from 10 years ago is just completely downhill.
I think from
Jose Mourinho's
6 or 7 down in the Premier League.
Jose Mourinho had a Chelsea side that conceded something like 15 goals in a season.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Spurs conceded 15 in 3 games. 4 games. Yeah, I mean, we conceded 7 to Bayern, 3 to Brighton, and then that's already 10, that's already 10 and 2.
Yeah, whatever. Barca conceding 8 in 1 game as well. So,
but then you look across Europe as well. There's at the top clubs, the Barcelona's. Okay, even Bayern Munich don't have an out-and-out quality centre back. I know they're the best team by a country mile in Europe, but
I mean, even Jerome Boateng, you wouldn't take Jerome Boateng.
No, but they were there to be to take the game to them last night. Alaba's, don't get me wrong, quality. Their back four is amazing. Kimmich is amazing. Davies is amazing.
Centre-backs.
You think? I'm not. Kimpembe is great. Please, someone make a meme gif out of that. Kimpembe's great. Thiago Silva's a 40 something, so he's about to sign for Chelsea, which means he'll go to Arsenal when his contract's done. But Barcelona, Piqué I think's finished. Lenglet's not good enough.
Yeah.
And then Bayern Munich don't have an out and out centre half that's good enough. Boateng's coming to the end. Niklas Süle, all right.
He's all right.
PSG, Thiago Silva, and
he's going to Chelsea.
He's going to Chelsea. Kimpembe, all right. And then Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos.
But what about Marquinhos? He's moved into midfield, but he's a quality centre back as well.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's a lack of at the top clubs. I mean,
when you look at Real Madrid,
Varane,
Sergio Ramos and Varane.
Sergio Ramos is one of the best defenders of all time, but Varane against Man City.
Yeah. But you would say, before that Man City game, you would have called him one of the best defenders in the world.
True. And in Italy, if you go to the Italian league centre backs.
I mean, Juventus got
De Ligt, who's not been.
They've
conceded more goals than
I know that,
a lot
but
of clubs this
you
season.
You can't. De Ligt's class. He is.
How often do you watch De Ligt play?
Not very often.
So how are you basing?
I see a lot of highlights. I don't watch full 90 minutes.
Anyone can look good in highlights, though.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if anyone who's watching this has seen some of these top players play more regularly than we have and can say.
Yeah, but you know what? You say Sergio Ramos is one of the best
defenders
of all time.
Chiellini and Bonucci are well
but you're talking about Sergio Ramos. He makes his fair share of mistakes at the back.
No, but he also has won every trophy about 50 times.
Yeah, but you could say the same about De Ligt in 5 years.
I have a special soft spot for Ramos just because he's just an unbelievable footballer.
He is.
He scored more goals. He scored more goals than half the strikers in Europe.
That's true. He takes penalties as well, but defenders' mistakes are often polarised, like the goalkeepers. No,
I know, but also but my point is that Juve, okay, De Ligt, even he is a good defender, okay, but Bonucci and Chiellini are well into their 30s. Yeah. So who are they going to sign to replace him? There aren't. I'm trying to think of young up and coming centre backs that are going to be world beaters.
Yeah, Arsenal fans will be in the comments. Oh, Saliba. Oh, Gabriel. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I can't think of that too many, to be honest.
It feels like a dying breed.
You might be right there. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below who are your top 10 defenders in the Premier League centre backs,
and who could we get?
Exactly. Let me know some up and coming centre backs that are going to be world beaters, and also let me know who your best Tottenham centre back pairing are. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, come on, you Spurs.